I am one with my glorious I Am presence. And to it I align all the parts of myself, my glorious Christ self, personalities, body elemental, new spirit. All parts of my being are in balance, harmony, and alignment. And I am now ready to receive today's message from our beloved Lord Metatron. Greetings, beloveds. It has been a couple of weeks since Christmas has done these videos, as she allowed herself to be distracted by events that were taking place around her. And many of you are going through very similar situations. People are dying off this planet at an accelerated rate. And this is not easy, although it should never be perceived from the human perspective. It is not easy for you because you feel the loss of a being when it dies. Please remember, beloveds, that this is a total illusion. They are removing that particular body just as you remove a set of clothes when they are dirty and worn out. And so please know, beloveds, that all of your pain results from the misperception of the reality of life. Whatever your emotions, grief, anger, sadness, frustration at all of the events that are taking place on the planet at this time, please remember, beloveds, that it is because you are perceiving it purely from the human perspective. I know that this is not an easy time for any of you. Although some may be experiencing great bliss because they have done the work that has allowed them to be in that state, most people are nowhere near to that state at this time. And so it is to you that I speak. I wish to bring you comfort. I wish you to know that this will not last forever, beloveds. This time of tribulation, which has been long prophesied, is here. And it is not an easy time. It is full of great turbulence. The turbulence in the outer world is a reflection of the turbulence in your inner world. And so I come back again, as always, to the importance of doing your inner spiritual work. It is truly your only way out of this state, beloveds. No activities that you do in the outer world, however beneficial and wonderful they might be, are not going to help you get control over your own mind. And that is where, once the control is exerted, you can begin to experience life from the divine state. Of course, everyone wants to be happy. But for those who still believe that happiness comes from things in the outer world, they have so much to learn. But for those of you who are beginning to understand that true happiness only comes from within, you must understand that it is your mind and where you choose to focus your consciousness that determines what and how you experience in this life. Your consciousness is the director of your life. And there is much confusion between the various levels of consciousness. Let us simply divide it into divine consciousness and human consciousness for the sake of explanation. As long as the human consciousness is making the decisions of what you are to do with your life, as long as it is making decisions about what you think about, then your world will be filled with all of the turbulence and emotions and energies of the human consciousness. Therefore, when you find yourselves becoming distraught, angry, upset about anything in this world, know that that is the sign for you to rise above or ascend your consciousness into the divine part of your consciousness. These parts of your beings are always there. But it must be accessed consciously in order for you to feel it and in order for it to become a power in your life. The same thing when you are having, let's say, an argument with someone or a problem with someone. You usually try to figure things out from the perspective of the human, wanting to know what is best for the situation, what is for the highest good. And that is good and well, beloveds. But it is very difficult for people to agree of the highest good when they are all operating in human consciousness. So it would indeed be best for you, anytime you have a problem, anytime you are experiencing any negative emotions, to go within. Stop your activity if you can. Sit down. Meditate. Do it until you can at least feel your true self again. Very often, simply entering the divine state causes the problems to disappear. Because the problems only exist in that level of consciousness. If you do attain the divine state of consciousness, and you notice that the problem still exists, then perhaps it has a purpose. And that purpose will be revealed to you at the proper time, when you will simply know how you are to deal with it. Sometimes, even though you perceive the problem, you are not the one that is supposed to take action. I hope these suggestions will help you, beloved. It is not easy to speak to such a vast number of people and hoping that they will all grasp the subtleties of what is being said. So I do try to express things as simply as possible so that the most people can understand and benefit from these teachings. I would also once again like to welcome and thank all of the subscribers Today, June 1st, 2015, we now have 600 subscribers on our channel. And I am very grateful for all of you. And at the same time, there were also over 100,000 views on the channel. So this information is spreading. And of course, Christmas is not the only one to do so. There are many others bringing such wonderful information to the forefront of human consciousness. I bless and thank them all. I bless and thank you all for all that you do, and for watching these videos, and for all the spiritual work that you put into practice because of them. I am Lord Metatron.